How's it going, everybody? So in this video today we are going to be going over my top 3 bicep exercises. But of course the best way you can get bigger arms is by liking this video and subscribing to my channel, and if you want an extra few inches you can even drop a wee comment to help the algorithm. What we all wouldn't do for an extra few inches, eh? So these are going to be my 3 staples in my bicep training to build bigger and stronger arms. And when it comes to biceps, the strength part often gets neglected, but I'm going to tell you why it's actually more important than you may think. So I'm going to be going over the exercises and I'll give you some technical pointers as we go. So firstly, we're going to start off with standing bicep curls with a bar. Now I'm obviously using an Olympic bar, but you can use an EZ bar. Doesn't really matter, it's just what you're most comfortable with. So technique wise, there's not too much to it. Just have your hands nice and close in here, just on the outside of your thighs, and then literally all you're doing is just curling the bar up and back down to straight arms. Like this. When we curl, we only really want to be moving through the elbow joint, so we want to try and limit any of our kind of shoulder movement and try and keep your elbows tucked in as well, because the more your elbows come out, the more it's kind of going to be other muscles doing the lift. So keep your elbows nice and tucked in here, and then just curl the bar straight up. And you can move through your shoulder a little bit, but as long as it's not too much. Now the 2 main benefits of using a standing barbell curl is, number 1, it's going to be one of the exercises you can use the most weight with, which is going to give you one of the biggest stimuluses for growing muscle, as well as a big strength adaptation. And that's what I sort of touched on at the start of the video. That is very important for even a small muscle like your biceps to get stronger, because the stronger a muscle is, the more weight you can lift. The more weight that you lift, the bigger stimulus for growth you're going to get. And when your primary goal is to build muscle, it is still very important that you do make your muscle stronger so that you continually lift more weight, and that's going to give you an increase in hypertrophy. And the second benefit is when you start to tire towards the end of a set and you're using heavier weights, rather than just stopping, you can get a little cheat with your hips to keep the reps going. So we can just come here and get a wee kick with the hips. And that's going to be better than just like stopping dead the minute you can't keep your form super strict. And because your biceps are a very small muscle, they do tire pretty quickly. And there is going to be a point where you're cheating too much, but a little cheat's not going to hurt you. And doing these reps beyond failure is really going to overload the muscle and again help you build new tissue. The next exercise is incline dumbbell curls. And in terms of the pure feeling and pump that I get, these are my absolute favourite. So to get set up, have your bench somewhere around a 45 to 60 degree angle, so kind of similar to where you would do your incline bench press. And the angle you go for is going to be down to personal preference, but much kind of higher or lower than what I've suggested is going to kind of change it a little bit too much. So I would stick to around that 45 to 60 degree range. So before we even start the curls, when you're in this position here, you will feel quite a bit of a stretch across the front of your shoulder, but that is natural, and the more you do it, the more you'll kind of find that stretch a little bit easier, but almost never really goes away, to be honest with you, but it's totally okay. So when we're curling in this incline position here, this is targeting the long head of the bicep, and without getting all Grey's Anatomy, this is the best exercise to target the long head of the bicep, but then also your whole biceps as a whole. So your technique, again, pretty straightforward, but brings me on to a wee mistake that I commonly see when people are curling, and it is most prominent with dumbbells, but I do sometimes see it with a barbell as well. So sometimes, and it all really just depends on your kind of position and levers, the dumbbell will finish off by touching you, but other times I'll see people trying to like force it and like pull it in, and when you're doing that, it's not your actual bicep working, it's like your back and your shoulder doing it. So when we're training our biceps, the biceps only working by opening and closing the elbow joint. Where the dumbbell or barbell ends up is pretty inconsequential. So whatever curl you do, just curl up. So for me here, that's as far as I can go in, and yeah, I don't need to try and force it to bring it in like this or anything. That is my bicep fully contracted, and anything more than that, it's not my bicep working. And there's also a chance you'll be cutting off the range of motion as well. And last but not least, and these really are one of my secret weapons, cheat curls. So these are like normal standing bicep curls on steroids. This is definitely the bicep exercise you will be able to use the most weight with. And rather than what I was saying towards the end of the kind of standing bicep curls to just cheat a little bit, this, you want to be cheating a hell of a lot. So I'm starting in my normal curl position, letting my hips come back, and then really kicking through to help me curl the bar up. Now you will get a lot of funny looks when you do these, but just remember, you are meant to be cheating. That is the whole point of the exercise. We're trying to overload the bicep with as much weight as possible. By doing the cheating movement, you are losing the tension that you would have if you were doing them stricter, but you are gaining in other ways, like being able to use a hell of a lot more weight. You'll be pretty close to being able to use double the amount of weight on a cheat curl as you could on a strict curl. And if you maybe are cheating a bit much to the point where you're not really feeling it too much in the biceps, you can change your technique up as well. What you can do is you can almost just cheat halfway, So you get the bar moving with your hips, slow it down, and then curl in to the top like that. And again, that's still a lot of isolating your biceps towards the top of the weight. That was hard, I was struggling to speak there. Towards the top of the rep. And like I said at the start, you do want to make sure you're still making your biceps stronger, and using the big massive weights that you can use on these compared to all your other exercises is going to be a surefire way to make your biceps stronger. And again, not only is it going to make your biceps stronger on these, and that's also going to cross over to all your other exercises and allow you to do more weight on them. So there we have it. Those are my 3 top exercises to build your biceps. If you found this useful, or even if you watched the video and you didn't find it useful, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Science has shown that by subscribing to my YouTube channel, your biceps do grow twice as fast. And that's not me saying it, that's science, so I would 100% trust that that's a true statement. All my social media info is in the description, as well as my coaching inquiry form. So if you are interested in online or one-to-one coaching, please feel free to have a fill out of that, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And then other than that, I will see you in the next video.